Hey guys, today I'm going to work on my December one little word prompt. This is the last prompt of the year. It's been one of those years where time has just like ceased to have all meaning. It's been the slowest year, it's been the fastest year, and suddenly here I am halfway through December. It's almost finished, and I've only got one prompt left to do. So this is going to be a super quick video because I've pretty much already done the prompt. I've spent a bit of time doing my journaling. I've typed that out on my typewriter. These are little 3 1/4 by 7 1/4 bits of paper. You'll see why in 1 second. And I'm just gonna finish up my album, which is pretty full. It's pretty full, so luckily it's the last month. I am going to pop this all the way at the back of the album. I'm going to really quickly show you the little folder I'm going to make for this, which I happened to notice is pretty much identical to one I used at the start of the year in January. And then I will give you a quick flip through of my finished album, and that will be it. So let's get started. I'm just going to start with a 12 by 12 inch piece of paper. I am going to trim that to 9 1/4 inches by 8 1/4 inches, and then just do some really basic kind of decorating. So I'll pop you on fast forward. So like I said, I'm going to grab my 12 by 12 paper, and I've got my We Are Memories scoreboard, folding score. I can't remember what it's called, to be honest. I'm going to trim this down to 9 1/4 because I need 5 inches for a full page and 4 1/4 inches for the fold out. And the height of the page is going to be 8 1/4. So once it's folded, it's going to give me a full page with an extra fold out so that I can hide my 3 bits of journaling. So I am scoring this at 5 inches, like I said, so I get my full page, and then I can go ahead and fold that over. This is, the pattern paper is from Pink Paisley, the And Many More collection. So it's really pretty floral, and then a pink polka dot on the inside. Figured I might as well end the year with the sort of classic Diane colors. Now, like I said, I've already done my 3 bits of journaling planned out so that they would be the size I need for this actual folder. So they're 3 3/4 by 7 3/4. Basically, I've just allowed 1/4 of an inch around the outside so that they will fit in here. I did take them over to my sewing machine and add some pink stitching around the outside of each piece just to give this a tiny, tiny bit of kind of embellishment and texture. And then I'm going to go ahead and just adhere these onto the folder. Now, they're not going to be in a pocket, so I am using some double-sided tape to make sure that they stayed nice and stuck down. These 2 inside pieces, so the outside journaling, it's kind of a what I want to remember, but I've put it more in the lines of a letter to my word. So I've added that on the outside, and I'm going to add my facts and feelings here on the inside. I've got this older stamp set that I've been using that does have the words facts and feelings on there, so that worked out nicely. I've just stamped them in a teal colored ink. It's not exactly the same color teal that matches the pattern paper, but because it's on the inside, it doesn't really matter too much. And then I'm literally going to do the exact same thing. I'm adding a little bit of double-sided tape, or actually I'm adding a lot of double-sided tape, and then just eyeballing a kind of 1/4 inch around the outside. So my feelings page is going to go on the inside of the fold out, and then my facts will go on the sort of original side of the page. I'm going to aim this a little bit more towards the fold in the middle, just to make sure that it's not sticking out the outside of my folded piece when it is folded flat. I didn't want it to look layered. I kind of just wanted it to look as flat as possible, also to help the bulk of this album. So I'm going to glue this down, and that's it. That's the whole page finished. And so that's it. That's how simple I was going to make this a rather wordy kind of prompt anyway, and I'm running out of room to do anything too fancy, room and time. And so that's my album finished, and I gotta say, I really love it. I'll just do a really quick walkthrough, although, you know, there are videos on every single one of these months, including how I prepped my album to begin with. I started the year with a cut file on some acetate with my word space and a selfie. Generally, my tradition is to end with a selfie as well. I just don't think I'm going to worry about it. I will start my new album with a selfie, and that will pretty much tell the story of this year. So my little full page selfie, and then I had 12 dividers that I did in rainbow order. As always, the free cut file for those dividers is down in the description box. I literally just picked out 12 colors of cardstock and cut each one on a different cardstock. Again, I'm not sure that I'm going to worry about that next year. I will see as the time comes. The January prompt I did in little 3x4 pockets and added a few little photos in there as well. And then that folder that I showed you that I had copied wasn't my original brainstorm, but I did actually copy my original brainstorm into here so that I would have it. This is definitely something I intend to do for 2021. It really did help me, especially when it came to writing some of these sort of intentions. And that is the remaining piece of that prompt was the year ahead and the intentions that I was talking about there. And then February was the mood board month, one of my favorite ones. Still love it. I still have my mood board up on my wall, and I will say that's probably going to be one of the saddest things with ending this word is taking that mood board off the wall. I may even leave it up until we have a new one next year. And then March prompt was a real kind of fail month. March was when the world just went to shit. So my self-care practice in March, I had good intentions. I did actually do some of the days. I did just never end up filling in this practice. I kind of intended to go back again and do it in another month, and it just didn't happen, and I'm okay with that. Where I'm up to April. This was fun, doing a little bit of kind of mixed media and stamping, and I did manage to get some sequins into this album. These may be the only sequins in here, which is shocking. 4 little 4x6 cards, which is really fun. I love how they kind of are in rainbow order as I flick through them. And then the May prompt, this was one of my favorites too. I love how this came out with the little circle photos. I've got 2 full page protectors in there, and then a little note to self. June had this full page envelope that had all of my in progress journaling in there. Definitely added to some of the bulk in this album with wood veneer alphas, my hook and loop tape there, so maybe I'll skip that one next year as well. July, again with these 4x6s, this was the gel plate exercise. Loved it. This was one of my favorites. So much fun to do with the little notes to self. Definitely something that every time I flick back through this album, this is one of the prompts that catches my eye every time. So I'm hoping to do more of that in 2021. August, the stories that I tell myself, and before I started this month's prompt, I did have a quick look through my album, and this is one of the ones. The stories are still pretty much the same. I think they've been really consistent throughout the whole year, and I loved this kind of messy stamping. Repeat stamping is always my thing, but the messy stamping, I haven't really done that a lot, and I do love how that came out. I've totally lost track of what month I'm at. September, with the little prompts of things to do, little self-care exercises in these wee envelopes. I will say, in all honesty, I spent more time creating this page than I did actually using it. October, I sort of switched things up a little bit and did some more gel plate experiments. Slightly different kind of color scheme for me, and I really do love how these turned out. again with the little quotes on them. I think instead of music, the quotes just spoke to me more than music did. So that's what I went with. And again, it's kind of one of my things with this project is like, sometimes it's good to force yourself to do a prompt, even if you don't think it's one of those things that you want to do, but sometimes it's just not worth the kind of mental anguish. So if something doesn't speak to you, do something else, pick a previous prompt, whatever. I think the point of the exercise is to keep your word dominant in your mind through the year. So this worked fine for me. And then last month's prompt, hello and goodbye, where I'm sure in the last video I talked to you about how I wasn't ready to say goodbye to space. I hadn't picked a new word, and that I was okay with that. I was just gonna let things happen as they do, and as they have. So I have actually got my word for 2021. It kind of came to me before I started writing all of these sort of facts and feelings and the letter to my word. I, again, was just out walking. Maybe I do my best thinking when I'm out walking, and was thinking about what I wanted to kind of achieve, what my goals might be for next year, or at least certainly how I want to approach the year feeling wise. And it came to me. So I'm going to use the word clear next year. And it's a word that I haven't sat down and done a brainstorm, so I'm not fully sure where that's going to take me, but it's definitely what I have committed to. And funnily, when I sat down and started looking through this album today, let me show you one thing. Way back at the start of the year when I chose the word space, the photos that I've got here are some letterboards that I put up in my room with little quotes about my word, and one of them says, sometimes you need to distance yourself to see things clearly. So interestingly enough, my 2021 word clear has been in my life, on my letterboard, still is all year this year. So I think it will be a nice companion word to space, which I have enjoyed immensely. I can let go of it now because I have found something else, and I know that it's going to help me sort of carry on. So I'm all set. I'm all set for 2021. Loved working in my Life Crafted album, so 100% I'm going to be working in another one. Any guesses what color album I've picked? I've already got it. It's sitting on my shelf. I love it. Let me know what your guess is. Hey, thank you for coming on this journey with me this year. 100% the reason I stay up to date with these albums is the accountability for putting this video here every month for you guys. So you are all 100% the reason that I did so well with my word this year. And I really hope that wherever you are in your one little word journey, that you can give yourself the grace to be where you are. It was a hell of a year, guys. And so wherever you are, I hope you are okay with that and are looking forward to next year. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here, and I will see you again really soon. Bye, guys.